It was past midnight when Julia decided to take the shortcut home. The woods weren't far from her apartment, and she usually enjoyed the cool, quiet walk through the trees. But tonight felt different. The wind whispered through the branches, and the rustling leaves sounded almost too loud, too insistent, as if something were trying to get her attention. The moon was a thin sliver, barely illuminating the path ahead. Her footsteps echoed against the silence, each one feeling heavier than the last. She tried to shake the unsettling feeling crawling up her spine, but it lingered, gnawing at her. She turned a corner, and that's when she heard it, a twig snapping behind her. Julia froze, heart slamming against her chest. The woods were always quiet at night. No one ever came through here, especially this late. She quickened her pace, dismissing the thought of anyone being out there. It was just the wind, she told herself. But then, another snap. It wasn't the wind. Something was following her. Her breath came faster now, her body tensing with every step. She glanced over her shoulder but saw nothing but darkness. A cold sweat beaded on her forehead. She wished she had taken the longer route, the one with the street lights. The trees seemed to close in around her, the darkness growing thicker, suffocating. Another snap, closer this time. Julia's instincts kicked in, and she broke into a run. Her feet stumbled on uneven ground as she pushed herself faster, the sound of her own breath drowning out everything else. But then, through the rush of her panic, she heard something new, a slow, rhythmic crunching of leaves just behind her. It was no longer just a follower. It was something that was matching her pace. She dared another glance. This time, she saw a shadow, a shape darker than the night itself, barely visible between the trees. It wasn't human. It wasn't anything she could name. But the shape seemed to bend unnaturally, like it was wrong, like it didn't belong in this world. A surge of terror overwhelmed her, and she sprinted, her lungs burning as her feet pounded the earth. The path should have been closer now, but the trees stretched endlessly ahead. She was running in circles, wasn't she? The crunching sound was getting louder, closer. It was gaining on her. Out of nowhere, something grabbed her arm. A cold, clammy hand that yanked her to a stop. Her breath caught in her throat as she spun around. The figure stood before her now, its face shadowed, its presence suffocating. It wasn't tall or imposing. It was hunched, skeletal almost, like it was starving for something it hadn't had in a long time. She wanted to scream, but the air was thick, pressing in on her. Her mouth was dry, her heart thudding violently in her chest. The figure's hands moved not in a gesture, but as if it were reaching into the air, pulling the very darkness around it. And then it spoke in a voice that wasn't a voice at all. A whisper, a hum that wrapped around her brain and squeezed.
You shouldn't have been here.
Julia's knees buckled beneath her. The air grew colder, the shadows deeper, and the figure's eyes, a pair of black holes, began to gleam. She couldn't run. She couldn't move. The woods had swallowed her whole. The last thing she saw was the trees closing in, and then the darkness, silent, suffocating darkness.